Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services, including family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary and family law. At BWF, our solicitors are pleased to offer high-quality legal representation at competitive rates. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, has over 29 years' experience as a lawyer in the UK. BWF Solicitors provide independent and practical legal assistance for all kinds of family matters, such as childcare, contested and uncontested divorce, and injunctions for domestic violence. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you in this difficult time, which is why we offer confidential advice delivered in a sensitive manner. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation in all family and matrimonial cases. Are you seeking advice on immigration-related matters? At BWF Solicitors, our immigration team are experts in dealing with everything from general immigration to complex immigration work permits, arranging student visas, as well as entry clearance visas, family visas, and appeals. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation. Our office is open from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and on Saturdays by appointment only from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are located at 4th floor Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, London, N15 4NP, just a short walk from Seven Sisters Underground. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, is also a qualified barrister and a member of the Ghana Bar Association. He has acted as an expert in court cases involving aspects of Ghanaian law. He has also advised local authorities, the official solicitor's office, and other solicitors on the intricacies of Ghanaian law, and is a regular contributor on the radio and TV on matters concerning Ghanaian law.
Petition Estates provides professional and reliable service to landlords, investors and tenants. Our mission is to ethically and honestly serve our clients. We won't make promises we cannot keep, rather. We present a clear picture of the reality we can offer. We are here to help you with long and short-term let, property management, cash buyers for quick sales, stock repossession, and mortgage arrears. For all your property needs, look no further. Visit us at www.victonestates.co.uk or call us on 07448619711. Victon Estates, your property is our pride.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, viewers. You're welcome to today's program, the Legal Hour with BWF Solicitors. I am your host, Vicky Newton. Today's topic is child maintenance. Is it necessary to pay? You might be asking yourself, what is child maintenance? Who is really responsible for child maintenance? And how is it calculated? Don't worry, we have an experienced solicitor who is also a partner BWF Solicitors, Mrs. Eunice Achampong, who will be explaining all these questions to us. If you want to contribute to the program or ask a question, you can send all your queries to our Facebook and social media handles. On Facebook, it's Heritage TV and BWF Solicitors live on Facebook. If you prefer to call us live on this program, the number to call is 0744 8619 711. The number again is 0744 8619 711. I will also entreat you to also share this program to all your friends and loved ones. Thank you to all our sponsors, of course, BWF Solicitors, Victon Estates Limited, and Eagle Heights International School for your support. let me quickly introduce you to my guest, who is, not a stranger. She's always with us every Saturday, 12 noon, in the person of Lawyer Eunice Achampong. Hello, Lawyer Eunice.
Hi, Vicky. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. You're really
And
looking
how's the
sassy.
family? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Different look today.
Yes, and you can even pass for a 20-year-old as well. Looking
I
very
know
pretty.
someone said I could pass for a 16-year-old, and I said thank you.
Really?
It's all
Wow.
about us black skinned people looking younger as ever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Take it as a compliment. And how's
Yes.
your big week been?
Oh, by God's grace, it's been good. So it's back to the office as busy as usual.
Wonderful. Before we go into today's topic, which is child maintenance, as usual as we do every Saturday, if you could please give us an update on
Yes.
what is happening.
Oh, what is happening? Okay, so as immigration law is constantly and always changing, I think that we should also pay attention to what is has been announced by the Home Secretary, which is Priti Patel. Um, First of all, we all know that once the 30th of June 2021 deadline passed for the EU settlement scheme application. So we know that those that are EU nationals and their family members had to make applications for pre-settled status or settled status to remain in the UK. And the deadline was given for the 30th of June 2021. Of course, not everybody would have been able to meet that deadline. And so there was should I say, a lot of protest, court cases to basically let the government know they needed to extend their deadline in case some people were not able to meet it. And they have been very flexible in now introducing some reasonable excuse why people who were supposed to make the applications by the 30th of June could now rely on to now make their applications. So, if for any reason you were meant to make the application, you were not aware you are a child, and so your parents did not make the application on your behalf, or for one reason or the other,
Lawyer
you have been
Eunice,
involved. Yes.
just 1 second. If you could turn down your audio a little bit, I think I've
Oh,
got viewers saying they're getting feedback.
okay.
Please. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I was saying that if for one reason or the other you may have been involved in domestic abuse, or you basically didn't know because of the language barrier, you were not aware that there was anything that you needed to do, or you are somebody who already holds a permanent residence card for an EU family member, and therefore you did not think that it was relevant to you. You didn't think that you were supposed to make such an application. I mean, there are a whole list of reasonable reasons that a person can give. And so, of course, if you are able to explain and give evidence as to why you were not able to make the application before the 30th of June deadline, you can still go ahead to make the application under the EU settlement scheme. And you still have people who are calling to say if they miss the deadline, can they still put in the application? Yes, of course, you can still put in the application. The applications are available online. And so, of course, if you are an EU national, or you are somebody who is an EU family member, or somebody who has retained their rights, all such people can obviously make those applications online, which would then obviously ask for further evidence to be provided as to why you were not able to make the application in time, and then to support the reasons for 5 years continuous residence or less than 5 years continuous residence if you are making pre-settled status application or making a settled status application under the EU settlement scheme. And before that 30th of June deadline, there was much talk about those who will be making those applications and the fact that if they haven't made the applications and received a decision by the 30th of June 2021, they wouldn't have any legal rights. And so it meant that a lot of people who may have put in applications would not have had any rights to remain if their employers, for instance, asked what is going on with your status. And of course, the government has been able to now assure people that even if you make the application outside of the 30th of June deadline, you will continue to have your rights. And that is usually evidenced through a certificate of application. And so once you put in the application, you should be able to request for a certificate of application, which will then give you 6 months, about 6 months, to continue working as you would usually work and the rest of it. And so at least it gives you the opportunity to tell your employers or whoever is requesting for your status, your immigration status, the opportunity to be able to say that, yes, my application is being processed, and once a decision is made, we can provide that to you. And so that is one of the good things that I think the government have been able to do in terms of these EU settlement scheme applications that are still pending and those that are yet to be made. And so, of course, if you haven't yet made that application and you are actually thinking, can I still make it? Yes, you can still make the EU settlement application as long as you can provide reasonable excuse as to why you didn't do it before the 30th of June deadline. And then, of course, you will continue to have the legal right to remain here, work here, and do as you would usually do. And I also have people who are constantly asking, can they still bring their family members from abroad? And I'm saying, yes, please. The EU settlement scheme family permit is still valid. You can still apply for your wife, for your husband, for your child, for your parents, for your grandchild, for your grandparents to join you in the UK if you can meet the requirements. So, of course, those applications are still ongoing. And if for any reason you have been told that they are no longer valid, unfortunately, that's not true. EU settlement scheme applications are still ongoing and can still be made at any time. So yeah, that's just a bit of updates that I just wanted our viewers and those listening to us to know.
Someone just sent in a text whilst we were talking about EU application. He said they put in their application in April through a solicitor. Until date, there hasn't been any acknowledgement of application. Is it normal?
So once you've put in an application, the acknowledgement will be sent as soon as you submit it. So as soon as you've submitted the application online, it comes back with an email saying your application has been submitted, blah, 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 blah. So it comes with an email. So as soon as the application is submitted, that acknowledgement comes straight to your email. So if that person didn't receive something like that after they submitted the application online, then maybe they have not submitted it yet, because they should be able to receive that email and then go on to book their biometric appointment. And so once they've also booked their biometric appointment and they've had their documents scanned, then you know that, of course, they will be sending you a case of application, which you can then continue working in there and thereafter. So if he hasn't received something like that, then he needs to go back to the application and make sure it was submitted.
He said this was done through his solicitor, and the solicitor said he hasn't heard anything, and he is now sending them another letter to find out the reason why there hasn't been any acknowledgement. So what he wants to know is, can he check by himself whether it's been submitted? Because the solicitor is saying he hasn't received any acknowledgement. Therefore, he's planning to write a letter to the Home Office to find out the reason that has happened. Can he also do that as well to check why?
Okay, so I can only assume that maybe they received an application submitted email, and because he has been waiting since April, he's thinking that they should have made a decision. So I'm assuming the email has been received. I'm also assuming that he's had a biometrics enrolled and the documents have been uploaded. So these are all assumptions. I don't know because he hasn't really stated. So if that process has been followed, and of course he's been waiting since April, it is now usual for applications to take this long. So it is not unusual. It is not something that he needs to be worried about or anxious about. The applications are taking quite longer than we all first thought. And so even now, when you have had it there for 6 months, you constantly have to write after 6 months to find out what's going on with the application. And because he's saying that it's been there since April, there hasn't been 6 months passed since April. And I don't know when he took his biometrics, because the biometrics as well will make the application valid. So from the time the biometrics was taken, of course, he had submitted the application in April, and 6 months has not passed. So it is not unusual, and he still has to be patient and hope for a decision soon.
Okay. All right. So let's quickly go straight to what today's topic is about. Yes, Lawyer Eunice. What is child maintenance?
Okay, so as we say, those usually who are on the other end of the stick usually have to pay the consequences, and it's not unusual for other parents to say to the child maintenance service, this child's other parent is not making the contributions that they should be making towards the child, and therefore I would like for you to be involved in getting this parent to make sure they make the financial contributions that they are supposed to be making towards the child or towards the children. And this usually happens where there has been a relationship breakdown and the other parent is no longer residing with the child and the other parent. So you would see from our Child Maintenance and Other Payments Act of 2008 that any parent who is not residing or is non-resident with the child and the other parent would usually be the one who will be asked to make some sort of financial contribution towards the maintenance of the child or the children, so that the child will be maintained and kept and all the rest of it. And so, of course, if a parent decides to contact the child maintenance service to let them know that this is what is going on and I need your help in getting that financial support, it is only for the child's best interest. It is not, should I say, for the other parent who is requesting it, but it is for the child or the children who are involved, because of course they need to be looked after, they need to be clothed, fed, accommodated, and all the rest of it. And so anything to do with the children, of course, it's the parent who is taking care of that child that would obviously need for that financial support to be provided in order to look after the child. And so this is very, shall I say, common for those who may be in separation or may have divorced the other party, or for one reason or the other may not be seeing eye to eye with the other parent. And so in this case, there is an agency or there is a service to be the intermediate service to sort of try and get the other parents to make payments towards the child.
Wonderful. So, Lawyer Eunice, usually when they say child maintenance, people have this notion that it happens when there is a separation. Is it true, or even within the marriage, you could still seek child maintenance?
So, in a case where, for instance, the couple are still married, they may be married, but they're not getting along. So, for one reason or the other, in this country, when you say somebody is separated, it doesn't mean that the person is living in another household. It just means that they are just doing things separately. Maybe they're not sleeping together in the same bedroom. They're not cooking or cleaning or doing the other things that they used to do for that person. So that is also a form of separation. So, of course, you could have a couple that are still married, but then they are separated. And so, because they are now separated, they obviously are doing things differently. It's obviously a case where if the person is living within the same household, they will consider the fact that the income is coming to the household rather than to the person himself or herself. And so if there is the case that both parents are living in the same household and HMRC have all these records and they can see that the person is still living within the same household, it might be better for the other parent to get a separation order or to go ahead and get a divorce. Because, of course, if you are still in a relationship and the income is coming within the same household, it will be assumed that the income is being used for the maintenance of the children as well, unless there is a separation order or a divorce in place. So, yes, to answer your question, of course, they would need some form of separation order or a divorce to go ahead to be able to then say that they are not making any financial contribution to the children. And clearly, if they are living at a different address, then of course you can go ahead to say that they are living at a different address and the income is not coming to the household or to the children.
Okay, so should I take it that the men are usually responsible for child maintenance?
Well, you can put it that way because it seems as if majority of the time. Well, I'm not going to say that some men do not take the role of childcare, but I can confidently say that it is mostly the woman who has that role of childcare. And so it shouldn't be seen as unfair to say that most of the time it is the man that leaves the children or the child and the other parent, and they are the ones that are usually found wanting. Whereas, I mean, it could be the other way around as well. So if the man is the one looking after the children,
it could be the other way around if the woman is richer than the man.
Yes, if they're bringing in the income, she's bringing in the bread, and so of course, if she is the main earner within the household, then of course that would mean that maybe the man will have to take a back seat. I mean, if you talk to our accountant, he has so many articles about women who are in different spheres of the financial sector, and they have to work, and their husbands are the stay-at-home dads. And so in a situation like that, of course, if the husband is the stay-at-home dad and there happens to be some form of separation, then it means that the woman will have to pay out.
Okay. Okay. All right. That is great. I don't know what is happening with your sound, but I've got a message here saying that Eunice, there's no sound. I don't get it. But I think it's going to be sorted out. Yeah. So, Lawyer Eunice, while that is being sorted, how is the child maintenance normally calculated?
In terms of the child maintenance, I know that a lot of the time, obviously, this service is available online. And so, even if you go onto the .gov.uk website and then you said to them, okay, I earn, let's say, £15,000 a year,
Lawyer
and
Eunice, sorry to budge in. Can you check your sound for me, please? Whether the sound is
okay,
on, please, quickly.
because I
Sorry,
didn't
ladies
want
and gentlemen. Yeah.
echoey.
Mm.
Can I hope they can hear me now?
Okay. Okay, I can hear you clearly. So let's get on with it. I think the technicians are going to sort it out behind the scene for us. If there's anything they need you to do physically, I will let you know. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was saying that in terms of child maintenance, when it comes to going onto the .gov.uk website, if you are somebody who is meant to be paying that child maintenance, you will be asked for your income. You will be asked, of course, whether you are working, whether you are being paid on a monthly basis, yearly basis, weekly basis. Once you've put in your income, it will ask how many children you are be paying for. So if it's one child, two children, three children, you put in those details, it will, I mean, of course, generate a calculation for which, of course, you would have to pay a sum of money every week or every month. And
Okay.
usually, the way in which the calculation is done is in three or four different ways. So you have the basic rate plus. So the basic rate plus is basically the child maintenance service looking at the income of the paying parent. So if they look at your income and they feel that your income can be seen to be about £800 to £3,000 a week, then of course you are one of the high earners, and so the basic rate plus rate will be applied to you. And so if your income is that large, and then of course you may even be earning more than £3,000 a week, then the cutoff point or the cutoff for those earners is just £3,000 a week, and then they calculate the income based on the number of children that that person may have. If for one reason or the other, of course, you are not a high earner, your income is reasonably okay, and your income can be seen to be between at least £200 to £800 a week, then the basic rate will be applied in that case. And so, obviously, that person will be seen as somebody who is reasonably earning a good salary, and therefore they would then calculate by the number of children that that person may have. And then you have the should I say, the reduced rate. So the reduced rate is for somebody who, for one reason or the other, may be working or may not be working. So for one reason, they are said to be receiving benefits. So maybe they are not really earning much, so they're receiving benefits in addition. Or it could be that they are not earning at all and they may be receiving some form of benefit. And if the benefit that they are receiving is of a rate between, they'll say £100, £101, between £101 to £199, then of course they would look at that and then look at how many children this person has, and then calculate the income that they are receiving against the number of children that they have. If
Lawyer,
the
can you
person,
lower the volume slightly a little for us, please? Just a little. Sorry for this technical hitches. My apologies. Yes, and we can get on them.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I hope our viewers and listeners can hear us clearly. So let's get on with it. Sorry for that.
Okay, so in terms of the other rates as well, so we have the nil rate, where if of course you are not earning at all, you will definitely not be asked to make any payments whatsoever. But then you have those that may be earning between £7 to £100 each week, and if of course they look at the number of children that you have, they are not going to say that because you have, let's say, 2 children or 3 children, we will calculate it based on the number of children. They will just let you pay a flat rate of £7 every week in terms of childcare purposes. But if the parent who is earning between £7 to £100 is able to show that for one reason or the other, the child spends at least one night with them or less than one night with them every week, then of course it will be taken that because at least the child spends at least 52 nights a week with the parent, then they shouldn't pay any child maintenance whatsoever. So it could be that the child has residence with the other parent. So it's not just the parent who is normally living with the child who takes care of the child, but also this other parent who is meant to pay can also show that this child lives with them at least 52 nights a week, and therefore they should not be told, or they should not be requested to pay for any child maintenance because of the fact that they are earning a low income. So you have these different rates that are applied, but of course, it is subject to whether there is already an informal arrangement in place by both parents. And so, if there is one in place for both parents, then it means that the child maintenance service doesn't need to be involved because the both of you have already come to some sort of agreement as to how much should be paid into the account of the residing parents each month or each week, or however the arrangement has been sorted. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, this is Heritage TV and it's the Legal Hour show with BWF Solicitors. With me is very experienced solicitor and also a partner with BWF Solicitors, Mrs. Eunice Champong. Today discussing the topic child maintenance. Is it necessary to pay child maintenance? If you want to contribute to the program, feel free to send in your comments or questions to us on our Facebook page at Heritage TV or BWF Solicitors Facebook page. If you rather prefer to call us live during this program, the phone number to call us is 0744 8619711. The number again is 0744 8619711. We would love to hear from you. Back to Lawyer Eunice. Lawyer Eunice, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I've got one question that is coming. This gentleman is saying he recently he was recently contacted by Child Maintenance Service regarding his children who live with his wife. He and his wife are separated about 2 years ago, and they don't live together. He usually puts money into the wife's account to be used for the children's needs. Now they have emailed him. Now that they have emailed him, can he go ahead to show them he already has an informal arrangement where he puts money in her ex-partner's account, or does he have to do as they say?
Okay, so in this situation, of course, I can see that from what the person has stated, they are living separately. And so it is the case that, of course, when you look at the records, it will show that they no longer live within the same household. And so, of course, if any income is received, it is going into his pocket, it is not going to the family. And if that is the case, and the other parent who lives with the children is saying, well, he doesn't make any financial contributions to the household, and therefore I want child maintenance to be involved, then of course they will contact the other parents to find out if they can, of course, make some financial contribution. And of course, you can't lie to them, because if you are working and there is record from your NI with HMRC, those checks would be done. And so if the other parent is saying that they already have some informal arrangements in place for the child or the children, then of course he can make them aware. So if, let's say, over a period of 6 months, every 2 months or every month he pays £200 into the account, he should send copies of those bank statements to the child maintenance service to show that every month or every 2 months he puts in £200 into her account for the children. And of course they will look at that, because the whole aim is that the parents can come to some sort of agreement without so much involving the child maintenance service. Because first of all, the person who makes the application to the child maintenance service for another parent to pay has to pay for that application. So they pay for that application, and then if for one reason or the other they are saying that they can't trust the other parent to put the money into their account, there's a collect and pay service, and that too has to be paid by the paying parent and the person who made the application for the other parent to pay. So you see that they are asking for these charges because they want some sort of amicable transition of financial support between both parents. And so, as best as possible, if the parent has already got some arrangement in place between him and the children's mother, then they will be looking to that to say, hey, I know that you made this application to the parents who is not residing with the children to make some payments, but he showed us evidence that he is working, he is making payments directly into your account. Even the payments that he's making, it might be more than what you may have been receiving if you were to do it based on the child maintenance calculation. So we think that it is best to stick with your informal arrangement And if it stops for any reason, then do contact us again. So if there is some form of child maintenance, or there is some sort of child financial support already going to the other parent, then once you've made them aware of it, they will just let sleeping dogs lie, basically.
So, Laura Eunice, so if the man was already paying child maintenance even before he was contacted, and
Mm.
he realizes that he was even paying more than what he was supposed to pay, wouldn't that make the man feel like, oh, if I'm paying more than what I'm expected to pay, then let me revert back to what I'm expected to pay?
I mean,
Can that
most
happen?
good men most good men will stick to what they're already doing anyway. I mean, it's your children. If you
Mm.
if you are looking out for the best for your children, I think that money should not really be a question, because it's for the benefit of your children, especially when you have growing children who are going into their teen years or are already in their teen years. They know how to how to, should I say, manage their own money, especially when they give them gifts and people give them money. They know what they are doing with their money, and they know that daddy is going to give me, let's say, £10 this week, so they are looking forward to it because they've already made plans with the money that they will be getting. And so, of course, most parents who are already paying something to the other parent will just stick to what they are doing, because they see it as, well, it is for the benefit of my children. I mean, if you are a parent and you realize that the money that you're paying is way more, and you decide to reduce it, that will make you a very stingy person. And so I think that I think that, of course, they should just think about the children rather than the person who will be receiving the money.
Okay. All right. Oh my goodness, Laura Eunice. You see, that's the reason why, at the beginning of the program, I asked whether it's only men who are the
I
culprits.
know, right?
Because all the
Yeah,
questions are from what men? No,
yeah, yeah,
nothing is
yeah.
not from men. So this is my next question. Oh my goodness. This is my next question from Ali. My partner and I recently separated and we have 3 children together. She collects certain amount of benefits. And I don't think it is fair that child maintenance service should contact me to give her money for the children. I do shop for them whenever they tell me what they need and pay the eldest one's mobile phone bill. Do I still need to pay for any child maintenance? Look at this man.
I mean, it's one of those questions that you will get, because they
Because
see it
if
as,
he thinks
well,
the partner is
yeah,
getting benefits, so
yeah,
then definitely the
yeah,
benefits can look after the children.
yes. And let's not even delve into those people who obviously have their partners living elsewhere so that they can also receive benefits. So, of course, you have um, this scenario where the man is saying, I think this woman is getting enough benefits. I really don't want to be paying her any extra. And of course, you can see where that man is coming from, because he's thinking, if she's getting all of this money, why should I also have to pay
Hey.
for child maintenance? Of course, um, when you are taking in benefits and then you're also receiving child maintenance, they also look at these incomes as well. So, for instance, because HMRC is responsible for child tax credits and the working tax credits and the rest of it. So, when it comes to working tax credit, that is to do with the residing parents, or the parent that lives with a child, taking some benefits to be able to say that I'm taking my child to childcare. I need some money in addition to the money that I come with when I work. But when it comes to child tax credit, that generally has to do with the government supplementing the income of the parents to be able to pay for like childcare. And then, of course, if you have a parent who is paying for child maintenance in terms of the child's well-being, they know that all of this income will be going to that same parent. And so they make adjustments because, of course, the way that benefits is calculated is such that they look at the income coming into the household and they calculate how much should be given to the parent. So regardless of the fact that the other parent is receiving benefits, they know how to make the right calculations to balance the benefits that this parent would be receiving. So of course, in this case, the man shouldn't so much as think that it is unfair for him to make the child maintenance contributions. I know that he's mentioned that he's paying for the eldest child's mobile phone bills, but in terms of the other children, I'm sure they also have other needs, and you can't just say that because you're paying for child's mobile phone. Yes, and then you do shopping for them as and when they want. Maybe your children, they don't ask for many things, or when they want something once in a while they ask for it, and that might not be much. There's other things that they need. Every day they eat, and so every day there's money going out because of the fact that they are eating, and they obviously need things for school. They need lunch money, they need packed lunch, they need resources, uniform, bags, clothing. They need all of these things, and so that is part of the child's maintenance. And so when it comes to the practicality, I see where he's coming from, but there are other needs that the children have, and he should not think because the woman is receiving benefits and so he thinks that it is highly unfair that he should be receiving, he should have child maintenance request further payments from him. If he's working and he's not making any child maintenance, or he's not informally arranged with the other parents to be putting money into her account, then of course he needs to do so. At least if he comes to some informal arrangement with the other parent, then of course it will make sense that he can tell the child maintenance service, I'm already doing it, so I don't think we would need you to be involved. But if he's being adamant that he's not going to pay, then of course the child maintenance services can also enforce that he pays. And one of the ways they can do that is by obviously speaking to the employer of the non-resident parent, or the parent who is not living with the children. They can say to them, we need deductions to be made at source, and so please deduct the child maintenance from his salary before his salary is given to him. And they, which is the HMRC, will take that money to be given to the child maintenance service, who will then of course pass it on to the parent who lives with the children. So it means that of course he can't get away from it. If that person is being very difficult, for instance, they have some sort of self-employed job, and so the child maintenance service cannot deduct from their wages from their employer, then they can also take it to court to get a liability order for the person who is not living with the children to make payment. And you don't want bailiffs at your door. So I suggest to this parent that he just complies and just does the right thing. If he can come to some informal arrangement with the mother, why not? He should do that. He should go ahead and do that. And then, of course, that will benefit his own children It's not going to the children, I mean the mother per se, but to the children who need that money in terms of their day-to-day upbringing.
So Ali, I realized whilst you were answering that question, he sent me a smiling emoji because it was so funny. So Ali, as Eunice has said, paying your son's mobile phone bill is not enough, or once in a while doing the shopping for the children is not enough. You have to make sure that you don't get yourself, wanting by the law. So do what is right, as Lawyer Eunice has advised. Lawyer Eunice, another question from another man. Mohammed is saying, the mother of my children and I broke up about 3 years ago, and I have been granted a court order to spend time with my children during the holidays, the school holidays, and every other Saturday. Just last week, I was contacted by child maintenance service to provide some details. The income from my job is not enough to maintain myself. What can I do?
Oh, this is this is such a genuine person. So of course, he has made it plain that he's not really earning enough, but he doesn't say what his income is. So
Yeah.
as I was saying before, there are different rates that are applicable to different earners. And so if they look at the income that that person is receiving, Muhammad is receiving, and they're saying, do you know what? We have seen your income. We believe that, yes, you may not earn enough, but at least your income may fall between 100 to 199 each week. And if that is your income, then of course we will have the reduced rates applied to you. And if that is how much he is receiving, for instance, I'm just assuming that
Yeah.
his income will be between 100 to 199 pounds a week, then they will obviously look at how to apply his income to the number of children that he has. Maybe his income is, let's say, 15 to 16,000 pounds a year. So he's not really on the high end, and he has just one child. I mean, roughly speaking, once you use the calculator on the .gov.uk website, it comes up with something between 130 something pounds each week. And so, if, for instance, his income was that low, that will roughly be the amount of money he will be paying each month. So 130 something pounds each month. So if that's how much he's earning each year, he's not going to be paying more than 150 pounds each month, and so he should not be so worried about it. I know that sometimes when you live on your own, the expenses are much, because you have to pay for your rent, you have to pay for your bills, you have to pay for your clothing, eating, and the rest of it. And life can be difficult. But if he needs to do an extra few hours to make up for the other expenses, then maybe he might need to do so. I know that, of course, it's not the best, because sometimes when you look at it, they expect that you pay child maintenance. The only reason when you need to inform them when your income increases is if your income has increased by 25%. So if the income has increased by at least 25%, then you should inform them that your income has increased, and then they will recalculate how much you should be paying. But of course, if you do the extra few hours and you are getting something a bit more in your pocket, then that should be fine. It shouldn't really break the bank too much. And so I understand where he's coming from, but of course, the children need to also be looked after. And so once they've made the calculation, then they will go ahead to let him know, or he himself can do the calculation online using their calculator and see how much he would have to pay. It will be better for him to come to some sort of informal agreement with the other parent, but if not, they would go ahead and say he should make those payments on a monthly basis to the other parent directly, so that he doesn't have to pay for any collect and pay service where the child maintenance service themselves will deduct the money and then pay directly to the parents who lives with the child. Once they have a direct debit set up, it should make life a lot more easier.
All right. But Lawyer Eunice, what about this? This is in relation to a real life story where the man wasn't allowed to have access to the children for so many years. Then later on, they come for him regarding the child maintenance. He doesn't understand why he should be paying for child maintenance when he's been denied access to see the children. How can this thing be resolved? Yeah.
That's similar to the first person who asked the question. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you have access to the children or not. The children need to be maintained. And so that's why I first mentioned that it is for the child's best interest. It is not whether the parent has access or has not got access. It is about how the child is being looked after, how the child is going to be cared for.
I've got a phone call come through. Is it possible to just answer this viewer's question? Then we can continue with the question I asked. Okay. Hello, caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Timothy. I'm calling from London. I'm trading.
Okay. Lawyer Eunice is here.
Give me the number to call.
Okay. So can you ask your question now, please?
Yeah, my question is, my wife, we give my wife indefinitely. We give to a certain lawyer, and he has submitted it from April, and we still haven't heard anything from Home Office. When we asked him, he said because of the corona, so it takes long for the reply. So yesterday, they gave me advice to go and get the letter that he said you write letter to them. But so I've got a copy of the letter that he wrote to them. But I just want to know, so why it keep so long, and if there's anything that we have to do about it.
Okay. Lawyer Eunice, I think it's similar to the
So
question
when
I
did
asked.
he say when did he submit it?
Well, he submitted it around April, and they haven't received any acknowledgement, but the lawyer said he sent a letter to Home Office to find out the reason
why. So I was asking when the biometrics was taken and whether he was sent a copy of the application.
Have you taken any biometric, Timothy?
No.
No biometric.
Personally, for my wife, she hasn't. The same lawyer who did the renewal for her, and now it's time for indefinite. So we give it to the same lawyer, and then we still haven't any acknowledgement.
Okay, so he's saying that they haven't received any correspondence from the Home Office for her to have a biometric done, Lawyer Eunice.
Yeah. And then,
because
he has written them a letter, but he still haven't
received any response. Okay. Lawyer Eunice will give you an answer to this.
Yeah, because the normal process is that once you've submitted the application online, it will then give you the opportunity to book a biometric appointment. So if the application has been submitted online, an email will be sent to the email address that was given during the application, and the email will say application submitted because you've paid for the service. So once the application has been paid for,
Yeah, Lawyer Eunice, go on.
okay. So once the application has been paid for, they would then go ahead and send an email to the email that was used for the application. Then, of course, it will ask for the application to be downloaded, for the consent forms to be signed, for a checklist to be downloaded, and then to book your biometric appointment. So the lawyer would have had to go on to book the appointment so that the lady would be able to attend. So if since April the lady has not booked and attended a biometric enrollment service, then I am slightly confused as to how come she hasn't gone for a biometric.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Timothy,
Does he
are you
have any
satisfied?
copy of the application?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so now, if you are confused, the same as me, I'm confused. That's why I'm calling. Because since April, and I went to the lawyer yesterday, and then he said he still hasn't heard anything, but he has booked it and paid. He has paid the money as well.
For the application?
Before, I think. He has paid the money, which is 2,000 something. He has paid it, and then he still hasn't received any.
So maybe you need to ask him when the biometric appointment is, because the biometric appointment
Ask him when the
needs to be
biometric
done.
appointment is. They should send him an email.
Yeah.
For he hasn't.
He hasn't received. If he has received anything, he will call us to call the appointment. But he hasn't received it. I went to him yesterday.
Okay.
And he printed out the letter that he sent to the Home Office to me.
Okay. Lawyer Eunice, is there any way you can help this gentleman? Even though he said
I think that he should call after.
Yeah.
You should call after the program.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Timothy, so there you are. Still stay tuned. Lawyer Eunice will leave her details for you to get in touch with her, and she will definitely be able to help you out with this issue. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Then
Okay.
I'll call later after. So what time do you finish, please?
We'll be finishing the next few minutes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for calling. Bye-bye. Yeah. So that is it. I was just giving you a scenario where the man is not given access to the children. He doesn't have access to them, but yet he's expected to pay for child maintenance.
I mean, with those that have access rights, they look at, for instance, the number of nights like the children spend with the parents and see if their child maintenance can be reduced by any form or can be reduced by any means possible. But it's not much anyway. So even if you don't have access rights to your children or you don't have contact, which is direct contact with the child, you still would be liable to pay child maintenance if you are not doing so already, because it's not about whether you are keeping contact with the child. It is more to do with the child's well-being. And so the whole point is, if the child is being maintained, if the child is being looked after, that is what is more important. So they are looking at different scenarios where irresponsible parents just wouldn't want to be involved in the child's life and they just get away with it. But if you have a responsible parent who has already put certain acts in place for the child's well-being, then of course you wouldn't have this issue. So even if you don't have any access rights to the child, they will be looking to take that from you in terms of the child's well-being. And so I think it will be better for such a parent to look at getting child arrangement order or child contact if they are not getting that at the moment.
Okay. All right. It's rather unfortunate that you are paying for that child and you still cannot, you can't spend time with that child. But yeah, that is it. The law is the law. You have to make sure the children are fed and being well taken care of. Lawyer Eunice, in the absence of any further questions, if you could please, round everything up and also leave your details for anyone watching who would like to make contact with you, especially Timothy, our last caller, who would like to contact you and see how best you can help him. There are others watching who will also might need to contact you for support and help.
Okay, so as we've been speaking about child maintenance today, I know that there will be people who may fall into this category. Obviously, for the parent who the child lives with or the children live with, they would just be involved in making the application to the child maintenance service. But if you already have the other parent making some form of payment to the child, for instance, then I think that it is best that you stick with that informal arrangement, because once the other parent makes them aware that this is the arrangement which is in place, then they are more likely to say that because of the informal arrangement in place, that should keep going and they don't need to be involved. Especially in cases where, for instance, the parent has records of all the payments they make to the other parent's account, then it becomes necessary that you just allow that process to continue. It is only if the financial arrangement stops and then you feel that the other parent is taking you for granted and is not looking after the children well enough, that you can say that, do you know what, if this is the way things are going to be, then I will go ahead and seek support or help from the child maintenance service so that they can retrieve whatever monies you as the non-resident parent should be making towards your children. And so, of course, if the children need to be looked after, they can go ahead and backdate any payments that need to be made. And so it's necessary that if you are a parent, a responsible parent, and you have children that need to be looked after, please don't leave that responsibility to just the mother. You are also a parent, and so I am a solicitor at BWF Solicitors, and we are situated in London, the fourth floor of Anna House, and the address is 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, London, and the postcode is N154NP. So it's N154NP. The telephone number to our offices is 0208 493 7340. So 0208 493 7340. And we are open from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. My number out of office hours are, we usually have Saturdays by appointment only, but you can also contact me on 075 35 81 3910. So 075 35 81 3910.
Eunice, thank you so much for coming our way this Saturday again. You never disappoint us. Always make sure you are available every Saturday to educate us. Like Lawyer Eunice has said, if you have any queries, you wanted to offer any advice or help, she's giving you her details. Thank you so much for staying with us through the program, and all those who sent in their questions. You made the program very interesting. And I also like to say thank you to our sponsors as well, BWF Solicitors, Victim Estates, and Eagle Heights International School. On that note, with me and Lawyer Eunice. Lawyer Eunice, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes. So from both of us, we just give you a wave to say bye-bye and have a lovely weekend. We'll see you next week, same time. Bye-bye.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services, including family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary and family law. At BWF, our solicitors are pleased to offer high-quality legal representation at competitive rates. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, has over 29 years' experience as a lawyer in the UK. BWF Solicitors provide independent and practical legal assistance for all kinds of family matters, such as childcare, contested and uncontested divorce, and injunctions for domestic violence. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you in this difficult time, which is why we offer confidential advice delivered in a sensitive manner. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation in all family and matrimonial cases. Are you seeking advice on immigration-related matters? At BWF Solicitors, our immigration team are experts in dealing with everything from general immigration to complex immigration work permits, arranging student visas, as well as entry clearance visas, family visas, and appeals. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation. Our office is open from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and on Saturdays by appointment only from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are located at 4th floor Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, London, N15 4NP, just a short walk from Seven Sisters Underground. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, is also a qualified barrister and a member of the Ghana Bar Association. He has acted as an expert in court cases involving aspects of Ghanaian law. He has also advised local authorities, the official solicitor's office, and other solicitors on the intricacies of Ghanaian law, and is a regular contributor on the radio and TV on matters concerning Ghanaian law.
Victon Estates provides professional and reliable service to landlords, investors and tenants. Our mission is to ethically and honestly serve our clients. We won't make promises we cannot keep, rather. We present a clear picture of the reality we can offer. We are here to help you with long and short-term let, property management, cash buyers for quick sales, stock repossession, and mortgage arrears. For all your property needs, look no further. Visit us at www.victonestates.co.uk or call us on 07448619711. Victon Estates, your property is our pride.